This is All India Radio. Please stand by for the next program.
This is All India Radio. You will now hear comments from the press. The Hindustan Times in its editorial titled RA Matters, Why ST is Right says, the Supreme Court has directed the Maharashtra government to stop cutting more trees in Mumbai's RA colony till October 21 and file a report on the status of saplings it has planted in the area. It has also ordered the release of those arrested during the protests against the felling of trees by Mumbai Metro Rail Corporation for building a car shed. While the SC order is a welcome boost to the case, the damage has already been done, with the state government saying it has already cut the trees it needed to convert the area. The 1,300 hectare forest land in the city's northern suburb Goregaon is considered the lung of the city. It is home to a variety of flora and fauna, is the catchment for the city's two rivers, and helps tackle pollution, floods, and brings down temperatures. Almost 35 years ago, one of India's greatest ornithologists, Salim Ali, wrote to former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi that Sanjay Gandhi National Park, including the RA colony, must not be touched because they are the city's best ecosystems. What once used to be over 3,000 hectares of forest land in North Mumbai has already been reduced to around 1,300 acres. 3,000 acres of forest land in North Mumbai has already been reduced to around 1,300 acres. Even though the trees have been cut, the protest to save the RA colony is an important marker in India's environmental history. The activism shows that urban India is interested in environmental issues. Many argue that India needs development, and giving excessive importance to the environment will stall that process. While this is true, there has to be a balance between the two, and proper evaluation must be based on data. The good news is that ecosystem services can also be measured. It is time for the state to listen to experts who have warned that Mumbai will face flooding, loss of open space and wildlife if the depot is built in the forest. The Pioneer, in its editorial titled SC Saves RA for Now, writes, the Supreme Court, realizing the large green concern than the legality of RA status as a forest or not, has justifiably now ruled no more trees should be cut there. It has even recorded the Maharashtra government's assurance that it would not do so, and released all activists and citizenry who have welded together in a Chipko-style agitation to save RA. However, the damage has been done, as the authorities have lopped down most of the trees in question, taking advantage of a legality. In fact, it was the tussle for the legal definition of RA for which even the top court has sought documents that had led the Bombay High Court to overrule activists. Of course, campaigners claim that the 2012 management plan for Sanjay Gandhi National Park describes RA as an unclassified forest, but in the absence of a codified status, even the National Green Tribunal (NGT) couldn't intervene. It withdrew an interim order staying debris dumping, tree felling, and land reclamation at RA, thereby permitting all construction activity. It is taking advantage of the hazy demarcation that the metro authorities clandestinely cut over 1,000 of RA trees since the High Court ruling. Of course, one cannot really hide behind technicalities in a case whose impact is felt in the larger community and the environment. Once the RA Dairy Cooperative came up with locals in the area, some parts were cleared to make space for grasslands, scrubs, marshes, and water bodies. Over time, it became a biodiversity hotspot for a whole host of species. It is now the home for avifauna, hosting a whole range of munias, trongos, and egrets. The water channels crisscrossing the greens host native fish species, crabs, shrimps, and checkered keelback water snakes that are protected under the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. The green belt is the holding ground for the Mithi River, which overflows in the monsoon, creating havoc. With the creeks taken up for land reclamation, the annual floods remind all Mumbaikars of the need to redesign the way they live in a coastal city. Besides, RA has its own tribal inhabitants who have lived in synchronicity with nature. Depleting cover means squeezing their existence too. Activists have quoted experts from NEEDY and IIT as suggesting 7 other alternate sites as options. It is the citizens who made Saving RA a movement and even suggested solutions. RA is a micro ecosystem with its own biodynamics that has evolved over 100 years and cannot be created overnight. Trees, even if relocated, do not survive in new topography. But surely the new metro shed can